get this far, like, you cannot stop.
I'm so tired.
Dude, something has to break before I stop this now.
Help but laugh.
It's not getting better, you know what I mean?
It was a really interesting inside look at a fitness challenge that takes place over 48 hours, and just kind of seeing the range of emotions that come with that kind of challenge, the excitement at the start to the really pumped up music soundtrack over, and then kind of seeing those moments of pain and perseverance captured on camera, as well as the kind of like mini interviews with the different people participating in the challenge. I thought made it an interesting piece.
This one is really interesting. I think it's super inspiring. It kind of has like its own inherent narrative arc that you're following these people training, and then you get to see them complete like this race kind of this course. And I really like the speech at the end, and kind of like tying everything back in. I thought that was really well done, and I think the score is excellent. It kind of underlines everything and makes it feel very inspiring. Just overall, I think that this is it's well made, and I think it'd be hard to find somebody who doesn't feel something or take something.
Such a ridiculous challenge. I could honestly never do that. It's so crazy, and at the same time, it was just so fun to kind of see the entire team of people come together to achieve a goal. And it really was about teamwork and trying to make or trying to encourage everyone around you, even though it is a defeating moment at points, so that you just kind of keep pushing and you kind of keep going. So it was honestly such a ridiculous challenge, and I'm so glad that someone and a whole group of people were able to do it and really achieve their goals and do their own personal goals. So it was a really interesting journey to watch and to witness. And something that I really did enjoy with how this was made was the fact that it did follow them throughout the entire 48 hours, and had the timestamps, kind of started the dates with them and all of that. So it really did show the entire process throughout, and not just like, oh, this is a thing that we did and here we're going to talk about it now. So this really did immerse the audience in the actual challenge, and you got to see kind of in real time what everyone was feeling at those specific moments and those milestones. So overall, it was just super fascinating to watch, and it was really interesting to kind of see how people overcame these physical and mental hurdles for themselves. So really great job.
First of all, wow. You're lucky if you catch me running a 5K. So it's just, it's a real physical endeavor and a real physical feat to be able to do that. And to have so many people who will come together with you to this community within this gym to, run this and work out in this long challenge, this physical challenge. I think you do a good job of building community within the different players in this piece. There are moments when you ask them, why are you doing this? And none of them can give like a solid, clear answer. But I think that truly is at the heart of a challenge like this. No one really knows, but you're there together, so you're going to do it and you're going to finish it. And I think that speaks numbers. And I think having them all come together and look at their goals and how they completed or didn't complete this challenge at the end was really nice. It was nice to see them all pull something out of it, pull something different out of it for each of them, and see how they can grow and continue within this community. So it was very a very fun story to watch, and I also really enjoy the countdown at the clock as well, because I didn't really know when things were happening until that little screen came up. So I did appreciate that as well, just keeping the timeline.
I don't know how these people do this. I'm not active in that way, in the way that these people are. I'm not as dedicated to my health and fitness as these people are. I think very few people are as dedicated as these people are. I am so happy that whoever made this movie, the director, the editors, the producers, that you documented this story. Incredible documentation of 48 hours in the lives of these people trying to reach a goal. And a lot of them didn't make it, but they reached personal goals. And that is the most important thing, the most important lesson of this film, that you didn't have to complete the whole thing. It's about reaching your own personal goals. And I loved that message about this film. And it was very clear. It was beautifully told. The interviews were great. The footage was awesome. The shooting of it, the filming of it was great. Congratulations. I really loved it.
Really liked it. It was so engaging and so interesting, just from the premise alone of seeing these people try to take on this crazy event. You don't even need any special tricks, but I thought the film was still really well done. It made me feel lame because I struggle to run a mile every other day. But anyways, I thought it was so good when in that first run it's like all heavy metal and it's upbeat, and then the second run there's like this sad piano because it's like, oh boy, we're gonna have to do this a while. I thought that was such a great choice, and also the time lapse between the first night and the second day was great. I did notice though that we don't see the third run at 4 a.m. when it would have been 12 miles, and then it says it's 12 miles for 8 a.m. the next day. So it's like they're ahead of the film, and that got a little confusing for me. But other than that, I really enjoyed it, and it was super engaging.
So it was cool. I mean, it was quite a challenge. You could see, and it really took a lot of people. A little belabored again, the filmmaking. Again, it just could have been a 15-minute film if they just focused it. But I got to say, the montages of the clean and presses, there was something eerie and fascinating about that. And so overall, it was nice, and it was quite the challenge, and they did it.
I felt had a very cinema verite observational quality to it. The pacing of the shots, I thought, really conveyed the sense of excitement that this group of people had, and also the intensity of their undertaking. The idea that resonated with me the most, probably overall, is that often we just need to be invited by another individual in order to give ourselves permission to do something that we may already want to do that will be very powerful for our psyche. And I think that while this was an individual journey and undertaking for each person, what really shone through was the sense of community that this group of people had at the gym, and how through the community they were really able to accomplish something that they may not have seen themselves doing on their own otherwise.
To me, that's like an entire year's worth of exercise condensed into 2 days. But what I really loved about this film was just seeing the natural bonding experience that this activity bred. The way that everyone felt good about themselves as they tracked their progress along the way, and just seeing like their different motivations for wanting to do it. One of the owners, during an interview said that, fitness is about more than just working out. It's about bringing that together, that community, sharing, having that culture, and that people were just looking for outlets like this, especially during COVID times when, the fitness industry took a really rough hit. And you don't just see, young fitness buffs doing this. This activity attracted lots of people from lots of different generations. You're seeing lots of people throughout the film, like running, being like, oh, I would never think that they would take on something like this, but they did it to challenge themselves, to step out of their comfort zone, to set a personal record, and another thing I really loved about this film was the way it ended, with them shouting out everyone who ran the whole 48, as well as the people who joined them along the way and set a personal record while doing so. And just telling them, and whenever you think you can't do it, you just ran 20 miles. When have you've never done that before, right? And also, of course, wanted to shout out the soundtrack. The soundtrack was great, full of songs that I was shazamming while I was listening to it or while I was watching it. Overall, a great film. Highly recommend it. Great job. Shout out to the people behind it too. You did very well.